Morgan Rogers' bid is being prepared by a club known as Arsenal. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where you're watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, we are powered by Think Landscaping, right? Think Landscaping are a company that really designs, plans, and transforms your outdoor spaces, compounds, etc. And they'll make them look elite and world class. So please call them on those numbers and you will obviously thank me later on in here onto a beautiful channel known as the Rokani Media Football in there for you. So as it stands, we are dropping the first video of the day and looks like we are charged like never before. So let's head to this big video of Morgan Rogers. Yesterday, here we go, of Christos Zolis to Arsenal, who was announced in there for you. And obviously, the medical will be done. And I think next week he'll be one of those players that Arsenal will unveil next after Melia. So this is what we are having right now about Morgan Rogers, because looks like we are out of that captivity that has been holding us for some time ever since the World Cup really started, and looks like it's time now to obviously unleash deals, as we are told that many clubs would want to obviously see to it that they really do transfers as they account them onto the financial year of 1st July 2026 to 30th June 2027. That's what many players are looking at, and they're praying for that to happen in here. So Arsenal, you saw to it that announcing Melia in July. Now, Christos Zolis is another one who is coming in through in July. Not so? So even other players like Morgan Rogers, Bruno Guimaraes, obviously Arsenal is going to be signing them in July, meaning that they want them to be accounted for in this coming big financial year that we started on the 1st of July. Fabrizio Romano came up and told us the following about this guy, that Arsenal are set to accelerate Morgan Rogers' deal. Top target as new winger, as always mentioned. Talks already advanced on player side and separate case from Zolis. Arsenal always wanted both. No talks for Bacola so far. Focus on Morgan Rogers. So Fabrizio told us that after Zolis, Trossard leaving, Arsenal want to speed up the Morgan Rogers deal, you know, and he's the top target in what we call the winger role, left winger role, that they want to obviously bring in through to say to it that he accelerates things and make things happen. You understand? So, my dear, Arsenal is obviously going hard. You understand? Because Melia coming in through on the free transfer, Tholis done. Now they're looking at Morgan Rogers, and they want to accelerate talks and see to it that they obviously get in what we call a player known as Morgan Rogers. Now, after Fabrizio telling us that Arsenal is accelerating talks to bring in Morgan Rogers, guess what happened? There came in through a man known as Jacobs Ben, and he told us the following, that Arsenal are set to bid for Morgan Rogers after holding talks with both the player and Aston Villa. Club-to-club negotiations expected to accelerate following the World Cup exit of England, because we may think England exited, though tomorrow they'll have to play a very, very big game against a team known as what? Known as France in there for you. The manager of England coming out and saying no club, no country wants to be playing the losers match in there for you, but they have nothing to do in there for you. So Jacobs Ben, Tier 1 journalist, confirmed to us that Arsenal is set to bid for Morgan Rogers after holding talks with both the player and Aston Villa. Club-to-club negotiations expected to accelerate following the World Cup. So, when we hear that the bid is coming in through, obviously, every Arsenal fan will ask himself, or in football fan that has been following up these summer transfer windows in there for you, and how the prices have gone ahead, obviously hiking like no other in this transfer market history, that what is going to be the opening bid for the club of Arsenal? Why? At first, they said they could get in this player at 85 million pounds. And I was one of those who said, with how the market is going, I think Villa will call in for 100 million pounds. And it was as if I was really in their mind. And the next story we had was that Villa value Morgan Rogers at 130 million pounds. And that came in through after the club of Man City went ahead to buy Elliot Anderson for 116 million pounds. Now, after buying a player for 116 million pounds, there are things that you have to ask yourself. That if a defensive midfielder has gone in for 116, then what of a forward? In the football world, forwards have been expensive than those defensive midfielders and defensive players in there for you. So that sends you a message that Morgan won't leave Aston Villa for 85. I tell you, more money will be thrown in. I think at a minimum of 100 million pounds. And for a team like Aston Villa, this will be a huge harvest from what they invested in this player. I think it came in through for 16 million pounds in there for you. And 16 million pounds, if it goes to 100, there will be a profit of 85. And I think Middlesbrough has a sell-on clause in there for you. Was it 15 or 20%? So even if they take off 20% of the profit of like 80 million pounds, and that means that the side of Villa will be left with like 60 million pounds in there for you. Huge profit for a player like him. And I trust their scouting network. So let's wait and see how things really pan out. But who was the last Aston Villa player to join Arsenal? Has Arsenal gone ahead to be doing some good business with Villa? Let's see. Aston Villa players who signed for Arsenal. Who signed? My dear, I tell you. There is David Platt. He left Aston Villa for Arsenal in 1995 for 4.7 million pounds. Paul Mason, iconic Arsenal forward, in 1997. Then John Jensen joined Arsenal from Brøndby, but later he played for Villa. I'm talking about those direct deals. Now, recent ones that we can talk about, Emiliano Martinez, the goalkeeper. He was sold to Aston Villa recently in 2020, and Calum Chambers in 2022. That is it. So those are the recent players that Arsenal has sold, but I've not seen Arsenal in the recent past go to Aston Villa and purchase a player from that particular team. You understand? So we wait to see whether this will materialize and what are they thinking about this particular deal in here onto the Rokani Media Football. But the bid is obviously going to be coming in through, and will the bid go in and get accepted by Aston Villa? We wait and see. But because the club-to-club talks are really ongoing, that means there is really a huge optimism that this deal will obviously go on as planned in there for you. So that is the deal of a man known as Morgan Rogers, a player that Arsenal has been chasing in for some long period of time, and Arsenal are set to obviously bid for Morgan Rogers, and anytime from now, the bid is incoming. But of what worth will the bid be? Will it be in line with what Aston Villa wants? Or it will get rejected and Arsenal will be like, let's prepare another one coming in through. So we wait and see how that really happens in here for you. From there, we obviously head to a team known as Bayern Munich. Should we go to Bayern Munich or we first talk about England? Now, let's first talk about England. Now, Jurgen Klopp has come out and defended his fellow German coach. I think he's the man that went ahead to obviously, was he the predecessor for Jurgen Klopp at Dortmund? In there for you, he goes by names of Thomas Tuchel, and he has said on Tuchel's performance here against Argentina, people always speak after the game like coaching is easy. Like you just choose attack or defend, and that's it. It doesn't work like this. Football is much more complex. I see the criticism of Tuchel for trying to defend the 1-0 against, but let me tell you something. If he didn't do that, if he kept pushing forward and they conceded, the same people would be saying, why didn't he control the game? Why didn't he defend the lead? In knockout football, whatever decision you make, someone will criticize you. I'm not saying every decision is perfect, but you have to understand the logic behind it. Managing a game at that stage is never simple. So that's what Jurgen Klopp is going to hate to say. Now, by the way, I'm one of the few people who really do think that the guy did what he had to do. And, you deploy a system depending on to what players you have and what you think you can get. If he really thought that his defense could obviously take him through the attacks of Argentina, obviously, good for him. If it backfired, many coaches that we trust in world football that have gone ahead to make decisions that have gone ahead to backfire. And Arsene Wenger has ever done those. Sir Alex Ferguson has ever. Pep, the greatest of this generation, in there for you, has on several occasions gone ahead to be doing that. So, I don't want to act like this is new. Jose Mourinho, we've gone ahead to see such tactics backfire. You understand? So, at the start of it all, let's appreciate what Tuchel's gone ahead to do. I know England wants the trophy, but for me, if you followed up onto my prediction in here, I never saw England being among the favorites. And to me, playing in the losers match, third place playoff, I think they've gone ahead even punch above their weight. One thing I want to advise England is don't sack Thomas Tuchel. Many are like, let Thomas Tuchel go. But for me, I would give him another go in the Euros, Nations League, and another World Cup and see whether he'll learn from his mistakes. Because that's when you understand that a manager is going to learn from his mistakes. So, I think he has a contract until 2028 with the English national team. So, I'm waiting to see what exactly will happen. But I would not come out here and say he deserves the sack. I don't think that he deserves the sack because that's his first attempt, national football. That is it. First World Cup engagement, therefore as a head coach. So, I think he now has something to learn on that when May playing, leading a team by 1-0, I have to play so and so. So, that's how teams have gone ahead to do the needful. Because for me, the manager that should have gone ahead to come in through as the manager of the national team would have gone to be Didier Deschamps, winning the World Cup in 2018, reaching the final in 2022. I think they would have gone ahead to come in through with a different manager altogether. And for us, we knew it and we usually spoke about it, but it was not until they found a tactically well-set team known as Spain that went ahead to obviously humiliate them and pulled their pants down. You understand? And everyone was like, we are humiliated. France was the best footballing team in the World Cup. When they found Spain, you saw what happened. So, let's wait and see how things really pan out. But I do support Jurgen Klopp and what I was going to hate to say. But the lad known as Jurgen Klopp. Sorry, the people in England. I've gone here to see people sack the German fraud. They are speaking lots of things, but you have to keep the guy. You have to keep the guy. That is it. Because name a coach that will come in through and obviously see that England national team do wonders. Name me that coach. I haven't gone ahead to see one. Do you want them to bring Deschamps? And I don't think that England will go into bringing a foreign coach. If they sack Tuchel, they look out for an English coach. And Eddie Howe might be their head coach. Maybe come the next World Cup edition that's going to be played in Spain, Morocco, and it is Spain, Portugal. Is it on Morocco? All right. Those are 3 nations in there for you. So from there, we'll wait and see how things will officially pan out. So let's obviously head to a site known as Bild and Bayern Munich. 5 days before the official start off of the preseason, a few players were at the Sibena Strabe working individually on their recovery fitness. Alphonso Davies, Serge Gnabry, Leonard Carl, Cassiano Chiara, David Santos, Diaby, and Noel Aseko. The latter was still on the training grounds today, even though he's set to join Frankfurt. You understand? So, Serge Gnabry, Alphonso Davies, Leonard Carl. For me, those 3 speak volumes. The others don't really speak a lot for me. But Alphonso Davies, Serge Gnabry, and Leonard Carl. Now, those 3 players are really very, very, very important into what a season Vincent Kompany should be having as the manager of Bayern Munich, because these are really very important. I think the starting left back for Bayern Munich is Alphonso Davies. Leonard Carl has proven to be another player to start in that number 10 position, and is one of the most talented players I'm going to hit to see that German is going to hit to produce recently. You understand? Serge Gnabry, one of those that really all adds a lot to their attack, especially in the wide areas of the pitch. That is Serge Gnabry for you. And him with Harry Kane, he really enjoys playing with Harry Kane because the way Harry Kane plays is a deep-lying player. That is it. Deep-lying player in there for you. And Serge Gnabry is really one of those that we have to come in through and obviously embrace and really give the best of the best in here onto a beautiful channel. So let's wait and see how things pan out. But Bayern have also gone ahead to obviously unveil Saibari, and who was given shirt number 31, shirt number 17 in there for you. I'll obviously come here and really confirm. But Saibari is in, and I just can't wait to see how they're obviously going to be using Saibari into that team known as Arsenal. Sorry, Bayern Munich there for you. But for the footballing world, pre-season football is back. Manchester United, obviously starting off this weekend. Midweek, we'll be having, I think Liverpool will be playing Tottenham Hotspur. I'm really excited for their fixtures. And for every fixture, they're going to be playing the pre-season. I'm going to be watching. I want to see how De Zerbi's team is obviously going to be looking, with so far getting in 6 players. I just can't wait to see how things will obviously pan out into the mix. So this is the channel that brings you the latest news and information as everything is concerned. I'm calling in for your reactions in the comment section below about Arsenal preparing Morgan Rogers' bid, Jurgen Klopp defending Tuchel, and 3 players that have been disturbed by injuries coming back to do the needful at a beautiful club known as Bayern Munich. And what do you think about Saibari, at the side of Bayern Munich, whether he'll continue with his World Cup form in there for you? So continue to subscribe, because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers on this beautiful channel. I sign out for now. See you later, and I love you all. But it's noon in my country, and the first video has dropped, and many more videos are really coming in through, and the stories are really coming up into the mix. Let me check this World Cup fixture. World Cup fixture, World Cup fixture, World Cup fixture in there for you. So tomorrow, that's when you're having France and England, third playoff. Sunday, Spain is going to be playing against Argentina. Right? All right. Bye-bye.